The city torn apart by chaos. Violent riots have rocked the streets of London for 4 days now. The worst unrest in decades, and tonight it spread to a handful of other British cities as well. The perpetrators are mainly young men, seemingly bent on looting and vandalism. The first protests took to the street after a police shooting on Saturday, but the question of motive seems to be lost, momentarily at least, amid the destruction. ABC's Jeffrey Kaufman is there.
This is a public order warning. Stand and watch. Will all members of the public please disperse now or force may be used.
These are not images anyone in London wants to see, or anyone in London wants the world to see. One of the great cities of the world engulfed in an inferno of anarchy. Roving gangs on a rampage, smashing store windows, stealing with impunity. And watch this, one of the most disturbing images of the mayhem. A bloodied boy appears to be getting help, but watch closely. The helpers help themselves, stealing the contents of his backpack.
He just took something from his bag?
It has been like this across Britain for 4 nights running. The most serious disorder here in London. Historic buildings that survived the Blitz of World War II lost in the arson of mindless vandals. Last night alone, more than 10 major fires devoured city blocks. Businesses lost, homes lost. 1 person is dead. It's amazing the number isn't higher.
Got outside and then I saw the building, there had flames going up the building. And it was just black smoke coming billowing down from the corner of the high road. 10 minutes longer in that building and we would have been dead. We would have been dead.
It all began Saturday in North London, what was a peaceful protest against the police shooting of a black man alleged to be a gang member turned ugly. On Saturday night, it spread, it got worse on Sunday, and much worse last night. More than 75 separate incidents so far, overwhelming police and firefighters. As police tried to contain the violence, the mobs dispersed, texting each other to regroup a few blocks away. When they did, they smashed everything in sight. They set cars on fire. Often police were nowhere to be seen, as the roving gangs helped themselves to TVs and anything else they could carry.
Let's get some watches, then.
They are feral rats. What are those parents doing? Those children should be at home. They shouldn't be out here causing mayhem. I'm absolutely livid.
This was Reeves' Furniture Store, established 144 years ago in what was then the village of Croydon, what is now South London.
And it survived the wars, 2 great wars, First World War, Second World War, 1930 Depression.
This is Reeves' Furniture Store today, a charred monument to senseless mayhem. And here to see it, the Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, who cut short his vacation overseas to try to end the cycle of violence. What we witnessed was not a warm welcome.
They didn't get here for 30 to 45 minutes. It's outrageous, that's anywhere it is. And you're just as much to blame.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
This is a city in fear, but a city that is also struggling to understand. Why do you think this is happening?
I think it's a mix of unemployment in the area, and there's been a problem with gang culture as well.
But to many here in Britain, it is much more than that, in part a symptom of massive cuts imposed by Conservative Prime Minister David Cameron, including healthcare, education, and police funding, which is to be slashed by up to 20%. The Prime Minister, though, is focused on law and order, with a warning for those thinking of joining the chaos.
You will feel the full force of the law. And if you are old enough to commit these crimes, you are old enough to face the punishments.
Here in London, police have begun issuing pictures of suspected looters, asking the public to help identify them. Almost 700 people have already been arrested. The contagion of violence is spreading to the north of England. This is the city of Birmingham, with mobs roaming the streets, police struggling to establish order. It is much the same in Manchester, almost a game for young looters, eager to see what they can score by smashing their way into a store. With the Olympics a year away, London had been focusing on being a showcase to the world. Now it has to show the world it is capable of securing its own streets. What is different tonight? A massive police presence. There were 6,000 officers on duty in London yesterday. Today, 16,000.